Lastly, we want to model putting it all together. What if we do a circle debate where we're responding to each other and start with a coin flip?
So this question is, should math games be competitive or collaborative? So since there was a rock, paper, scissors at the beginning of this episode, Mike has won the coin of destiny. So if it's heads, Mike, you're arguing competitive. If it's tails, you're arguing collaborative. Flip the coin. It is tails. So you are arguing collaborative. Zach, you are arguing competitive. Mike, take it away.
All right, Zach. My claim is that math games should be collaborative, and my warrant is that the whole reason we want kids to play games is to get practice with, often just computing, like computation, and we want them to be sharing strategies. So if you and I were playing a game competitively and I'm not making efficient moves, I'm not making the right choices, there's no reason for you to help me out because you want to win the game. But if we're collaborating, it's in your best interest to let me know, oh, you could decompose this number, or we should be trying to get a 9 right now. And so where the likelihood of students sharing strategic thinking and supporting one another and getting learning, which is the main goal for playing the games, collaborative is the way to go.
And then here to summarize and respond, we have Zach. It's your turn.
All right, Mike. I heard that your claim is that math games should be collaborative, and your warrant was that we want kids to be engaging in games to learn math, right? And so if it's collaborative, I'm going to be more willing to help you out with a strategy. I might share my thinking with you more freely if I'm trying to help, if we're trying to do something together, if it's a collaborative game. It's a strong argument, Mike. And I would imagine that the viewers and listeners at home are already thinking you won, but I have a comeback for this.
All right.
My warrant, or excuse me, my claim is that math games should be competitive. And here's my warrant why. When you think about a game, the point of the thing is to win, right? A game isn't like something you do collaboratively. A game is designed to have a winner and someone who didn't win. Said that nicely, huh? So what I'm saying here is that I need to have a drive to want to engage in this game. I have to have a stake in there to say, like, I want to do this thing so I can learn the math. Mm-hmm. If I'm just collaborating, I'm kind of like, well, whatever. Like, I don't really need to do this game because I'm not really. There's no winner or loser here. So the competition, in my mind, helps kids want to be motivated to engage in the game. And we're assuming these games have good math in them already. Yeah. So if I'm motivated to engage in the game, I'm going to engage with math.
All right. So Zach, I heard you say your claim is that the games are competitive, or games that are competitive, you have more stake in. You're more invested in winning and being more strategic, and because there's a goal you're trying to win. And without that, the drive isn't there, which is it kind of defeats the purpose of playing the game in the first place.
Yeah.
I got that
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So that's also a good argument, right? And you and I sometimes we land in the same kind of place. But I'm going to do what I call a scarecrow moment. So if anyone remembers, like Wizard of Oz, when he's like, you can go this way or you can go this way, but then he does one of these things. Like, I'm going to revise my claim a little bit and say that my claim now is that games should be cooperatively competitive. And my warrant is that it brings in both arguments together, so that if you and I, rather than playing against one another, we were playing against Chris and Rob, and we have a chance to strategize together. So you're helping me, I'm helping you, but we also want to beat them. And so because of that, we have both the drive to be strategic and efficient, but we also have the teamwork so that we can share our thinking. And so it gets the best of both worlds and results in better learning.
All right, and with the final word, Zach, your chance to summarize and respond.
All right, Mike, what I heard you say was you were changing your claim, which that's not really part of the coin flip, but okay. What I heard you say was you're going to revise your claim. To include both cooperation and competition, because then there is the sort of strategic drive to want to be good at the game if there's competition in there. And maybe you'd have a partner to collaborate so you get that sort of like shared strategy, shared thinking with each other. I like that. I'm going to stick with my original claim. If we're going to just have to pick one, I'm going to say that it should be competitive because I think you're going to have other opportunities in your math class to strategize and learn from each other, right? To share strategies, to compare all the work that we do when we're facilitating discussions. That's going to happen outside that. But the gamification of math in this case, to me means I need to be able to win. I need to have a reason to want to strategize and to want to get more efficient or more clever or more, logical about the math that I'm engaging in. So if I got to pick one, I'm sticking with competitive math games in the classroom.
Wonderful. Thank you all for this whole series of debates. All right, that was our seventh and final example of a debate here. Did you notice how all the pieces came together? There was a coin flip to randomize what side of the argument they had to defend. There was the claim and warrant structure as well as the I heard, so they were responding and listening to each other. Notice how all these pieces come together to build a rich discourse moment for in this case, a pair of adults, but it could work for students as well. So huge thanks to Zak Champagne and Mike Flynn for all of their work with us on this and being great guinea pigs to show examples of great discourse and great debate.
And if you enjoyed what you heard, you can follow DebateMath Pod. Hopefully you're continuing listening, share it out with everybody. Chris and I are we frequent several math conferences. Come see us speak, and pick our brains. You can also reach out to us to learn more about how you can incorporate debate into your math class. I also highly recommend that if you're into the math content side of it as well, where you're trying to learn more and you want to see how you can incorporate it into your classroom, go check out Mike and Zak on their social media platforms. Right now on LinkedIn, on BlueSky, they are posting so many great videos for teachers where it's tips and tricks and things that you can actually implement in your classroom. And go check out the Flynn Education website as well to see where you can learn more. We are so thankful for Mike and Zak, and we hope that you continue listening and share everything you learned from these episodes.
And we'll make sure all of the information is in our show notes, so please check that out. Follow and subscribe and check out Mike and Zak. And thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoyed this series of episodes.
Yeah, cheers.